Hey Capricorn, welcome to this space. Welcome. If you're new here, this is Euphoric Garden Tarot. My name is Simone, and I'm just here to, if you found me, you were meant to be here for one reason or another. You may not resonate with everything that I say, but there may be something that will. Okay, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and first house placements, okay? If you have Capricorn or Saturn in your first house placement, you can also check that out. Not everybody has planets or zodiac signs in their houses, so it's okay if you just want to check for your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Sorry for the sniffles, you guys. I feel like my allergies might be kicking up a little bit, but hopefully not. But it is springtime, so where I am in the world. Others of you may not be experiencing springtime depending on where you are in the world and what hemisphere you reside in. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and jump in. These messages are not really specifically for a specific month. You can take it for this month, next month, today, tomorrow, this week, next week, or just any time during this year of 2026. These are messages for now. Messages that you need to know now, okay? Let's see, Capricorn, what is in store for you guys and what you need to understand now. Peace within your home begins with peace within you. I can't remember who got this one, but the one home that you had in the beginning of your life was in your mother's womb. The first home, the other home that you had simultaneously within your mother's womb was within your own body after it developed, right? You were given a body that is your home. If you don't feel safe within yourself, within your mind, within your heart, within your own body, you will never feel safe anywhere. So for those of you, if you are moving a lot, looking for peace of mind, and it's just not settling in, is because there is something going on inside of you that needs to be addressed first. You can have the most beautiful home anywhere on this planet, but if you're not happy within yourself, if you're not safe, you're not secure within yourself, you can have you can have the most beautiful places in the world, and there was a war fought and there was a massacre, right? When people are not safe within themselves, right? Within their own souls, when you have someone, like you hear about serial killers and things like that, when you have people who have dark energy, dark entities, should I say, ravaging their souls and their minds, right? They can turn the most beautiful places on this planet into a living hell, right? So if you are not happy, if you are not secure, if you do not feel safe, there is nowhere on this planet that you will ever feel the same way, okay? That it will never give you the same energy, okay? You're just going to turn that place into more anxiety, more doubts, more fears, more anger, more sadness, okay? For those of you who may suffer from depression, chronic mental illnesses, what have you, anxiety, and you haven't gone to get help yet, I recommend that you do, because it's just going to follow you, okay? But where love follows you, if you keep that in your heart and in your mind, it will stay with you wherever you go, okay? So once you heal yourself, then you can open up that avenue, open up that road towards, you know, abundance and prosperity in any physical location. Okay. So again, some of you guys just need to go to therapy. Some of you guys, maybe you're into tarot readings, psychics, things like that, spiritual healers. You can also speak to those people as well, you know. But if you're looking for someone who I guess is licensed in mental health, you need to speak to someone, speak to a physician. Go get yourself some help. I really feel like that's something that needs to be said. Okay. Let's go ahead and see here. Let's pull a couple more oracle messages. We'll pull 2 more oracle messages and then we'll jump into the tarot, okay? Let's see. Oops. Those kind of wanted to flip out, but we're going to put them back. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, messengers of light. Thank you. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and first house placements. It says adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. Yeah. Adjustments are required. And it says required. It's not optional. It's not suggested. Not recommended. Required. So Capricorn, bottom of the deck, you also have you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. You sabotage your own blessings. You sabotage your own success, Capricorn. When you're constantly looking at yourself as if you are not a powerful blessing in itself. It takes a lot of power for a child, for a soul to enter a mother's womb to create a child. That is a lot of pain. That is a lot of explosions in the universe. That is a lot of light travel. Ancestors, family members, they all had to die before we were born. People have to die before anybody else can be born. Okay? That is a lot of power. Just like it is very powerful when someone passes away. That is a lot of energy that is being taken out of this world. An entire life being taken out. Okay? So if you are struggling with feeling good enough, understand the amount of effort and work the spirits had to, you know, accomplish to make sure that you are here today. Because there are souls that did not make it down here, but you did. Okay? So if you're carrying this energy where you feel like you have to be humble, you have to be pious, you have to be overly kind, and some, you know, I'm not saying that you're faking it or whatnot, but if you feel like you have to shrink yourself in any way at any given time to give someone else shine, that's BS. I don't believe in that kind of thing, because I used to do that. I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart as well. It's okay to not be humble. It's okay to own your own energy. It's okay for you to know how powerful and beautiful you are as a soul. Okay? You have to adjust your life and to what it is that you truly want, not adjust it. Or you can adjust it to the way the world wants, right? But either way, that is required. If you're trying to be more of the world and what the world says you're supposed to be, you have to adjust to that if that's what you want. There are rules down here on this planet, okay? But if you want to achieve what you want, what you've set out for yourself, if you have a vision, there are adjustments that are required. You have to kind of turn the knob and, align yourself with what it is that you're asking for. And if you're not really sure what you're asking for, then maybe you need to, take a pause for a second. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense. But adjustments are required. Again, it's not a suggestion. It's not a recommendation. It is not just, it's just an option. It's optional. No. If you're asking for something, if you want to heal something in your life, there's no shortcuts. There is no skipsies. You don't skip. If you are trying to heal something within yourself, within your life, there are requirements that you have to meet. There are prerequisites that you have to meet before you can graduate to the next level. Okay. It's not comfortable, but it's necessary. Okay. I'm not here to tell you what is comfortable. If it's comfortable, I would tell you, right? But I'm not here to tell you that. Okay. It's not going to be comfortable to meet these requirements. You're going to feel guilty for feeling good about your life when the world is crumbling. You're going to feel bad when you look at a friend who, you really love and care about, but they may have made some poor life choices, but you're just like, well, I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to come a point where you realize you can't help everybody. You can only help yourself. If you want to feel safe within your life, you have to feel safe within yourself. And you should not sacrifice that because of what's going on with someone else or what's going on in the world or what have you. Or for religion or whatever. Or because of your gender. I don't know. Like, whatever reasons you have for why you should always be humble, there's a time and a place for everything. And I don't believe that people should always just be humble every single day of their lives. It's okay to actually feel good about yourself even when someone else is not feeling the best about themselves. You can be an inspiration. You can, help people, things like that. But it's okay to not be humble. So if you have people surrounding you sometimes where you feel like you constantly always have to be overly nice, or, you have to constantly humble yourself, or, push yourself down, that's not healthy. That's not healthy, Capricorn. Be big if you want to be big. If your confidence makes people uncomfortable, let them be uncomfortable. Who cares? Right? You got crystals, amplification. So this is a year, this is a time in your life where things are amplified. So people are going to see you. Your energy is amplified. But if you're giving off more negativity or self-sabotage, that's going to be amplified too. Okay? Plant medicine, truth. What is true? What is true? What is true on your path, Capricorn? Yeah, because you have lower world, the past. Okay, it kind of came out upside down. So you may have, on a deeper level, on a spiritual level, you may have certain energies jumbled up where you feel that something is true about yourself when it's not. You may feel, maybe the way you were raised, that you have to be humble and you have, that's the only way that you can help people. That's the only way to make the world a better place, is if we just humble. No. No. What is the truth? Talk to the plants, so to speak. Work with plants. For those of you who like working with plants, what is true? When you look at a rose bush, for instance, a rose bush is not gonna all of a sudden it can't just hide its thorns because it doesn't want to hurt the person that's pruning it. It's not gonna hide its thorns just because there's like a plant growing next to it and it doesn't want to prick the plant. That's not how nature works. Nature is very powerful. It is very unapologetic. So why are you being apologetic, so to speak? Like, why are you, for those of you who are feeling like, oh, I'm not good enough, and you always, some of you guys, I don't know, this is very specific. Some of you guys say sorry too much. You always feel like you have to apologize for your entrance, or you have to apologize for asking for help, or apologize for whatever. What are you apologizing for? Don't apologize for existing. You were born. The universe is not going to apologize for you being here. Your ancestors are not going to apologize for you being here. No person or animal or plant, the universe, the gods are not going to apologize for us being here. If we're not meant to be here, we're just not going to be here. Okay? You have a place in this world, Capricorn. You always have since the day you were born. Do not let your past life or your past within your life now hold you back. Whatever happened to you in your past that may have kind of like shrunk you a little bit and made you feel like you need to be more humble. And again, I'm not saying humility is bad. I'm just saying when you feel like humility is the only thing that is good, the only way to exist in a good manner, in a good vibration, no, false. It is one way to exist, you know, in goodness, for sure. But there's a time and a place for everything. So let's pull some tarot for you guys really quickly, and then we'll end your reading. You don't need to be doing so much, Capricorn. Do for yourself more often than you do. Do for yourself as much as you do for others. It shouldn't, you doing what you do for yourself should not be less than what you do for others. Always put yourself first. If you don't feel like going to that party or going to that outing or what have you, because your body is just telling you no, or you're not feeling well, just say no. Just be like, no, I can't go. Be careful who you make promises to. Yeah, you have a lot going on in your head. The Nine of Swords, Page of Swords, and the Two of Wands. Make the confident decision. Make confident decisions, Capricorn. There's always in your soul and in your heart, you're always going to know this is the decision that I want to make. But then you're going to have these thoughts of logic and, you know, like, oh, I just don't want to be considered like dishonest. I don't want to be seen as a bad person. Like you have all of these thoughts swirling around in your head and you're always going to expect the worst, right? You always feel like if I say no, this is going to happen. This person's going to break up with me, or they're not going to love me anymore, or I'm going to lose my job. You know, you're like losing sleep over things that's going on up here. But you know exactly what you want, Capricorn. You know exactly what you want. Who cares? And the swords are also about talking. So if there are people saying a lot of things about you or behind your back or saying a lot of things to you to make you feel like, oh, you shouldn't make that decision, like that's selfish, do it anyway. Okay? Do it anyway, because this is Aries energy. Aries doesn't care. They do what they want. They don't care whose feelings they have to hurt. Yeah, bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Wands. So yeah, victory. You win in the end when you choose yourself. Okay? Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, y'all.